West Nile virus is a very serious infection in people, but primarily West Nile virus is a disease of birds. Our native bird population is our reservoirs, or reservoir hosts for this virus, and mosquitoes are responsible for transmitting it from one bird to another. In particular, it's the bite of the southern house mosquito, which is our primary amplification vector. And that means that mosquito is responsible for most of the amplification of this virus in the environment by biting one infected bird and then subsequently biting another infected bird. Occasionally, other species of mosquitoes will also bite those infected birds, and those species are also very important to transmission because they will then also go and bite people. West Nile virus is our primary focus from March through October every year. And that's because West Nile virus is a very serious disease in people. Though West Nile virus is asymptomatic in most people that are infected by a bite of a mosquito, some of those people will go on to develop West Nile virus fever, which is a summer time of fever where you have headaches and whatnot. You may or may not go see your doctor. Some people progress to more severe neurological symptoms, including encephalitis or an inflammation of the casing around the brain that can occasionally lead to death. About 1 in 150 people will go on to develop these more severe neurological symptoms. But our southern house mosquito, our primary vector, it's being produced in habitats that are rich in organic content. And in particular, these are our roadside ditches that have individual homeowner septic systems that pipe out into those ditches. That extra organic content drives out predators of these mosquitoes, particularly fish. So they have a predator-free environment that has plenty of nutrients, and that is where this mosquito proliferates. Anywhere there's high organic content and water, and this can even include containers in your backyard as well. The development of mosquitoes is closely linked to temperature, so that in the heat of the summer, this mosquito, the southern house mosquito, is going from egg to adult in about 7 days. This means if you have standing water, whether it be in your ditch or in a container, in a flower pot saucer in your backyard, or in a ground pool, if it stays there for more than 7 days, it's likely to have mosquitoes in it. Our job at Mosquito Abatement is to find all these sources and try to treat them all. Of course, over 1,000 square mile parish, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of habitats that need to be treated once a week, essentially, in this time of year. Our first line of defense against West Nile virus is really understanding where the mosquitoes are, where they're found, and when they're found in high abundances. So we set traps to locate where these mosquitoes are, to look at the population numbers, and also to test these mosquitoes for viruses during the active West Nile virus season. So we set dozens of traps across the parish. We have our biologists out in the field counting mosquitoes that come to land on them. So all of this is in an effort to sensitively locate what areas are producing more mosquitoes across our parish. We bring them back to the lab. We identify these mosquitoes to species, and those that are important species we collect in vials and send off to the lab at the Louisiana Animal Disease Diagnostic in Baton Rouge for virus testing. Every week we're getting that information back and can help us determine where there are problems in just population numbers or also problems in West Nile virus actually in those mosquito populations. Once we know where the problem is for West Nile virus, our first line of defense is trying to kill the larval mosquitoes before they become biting adults. And we do this by using a variety of products that can be sprayed directly into these roadside ditches or containers or any other habitat these mosquitoes are being produced. Our second line of defense is our spray trucks and our spray planes, which are much more visible to the public. So we're here to sensitively detect where the problems are, to send out our trucks and our planes and the larvicide units to control mosquito populations as much as we can. But there's a lot that the resident can do. And the single most important thing a resident can do to minimize their risk for contracting West Nile virus or any other mosquito-transmitted disease is to avoid mosquito bites. That's pretty obvious, but the primary way we do this is through using CDC-approved repellents. And those in particular are those that contain DEET, oil of lemon eucalyptus, or picaridin. And used appropriately with the label directions, these are all effective products as long as they're reapplied at the given frequency on the label to keep mosquitoes at bay. The other things you can do is avoid peak biting times of dusk and dawn, and you can wear long sleeves and long pants to avoid mosquito bites. Beyond that, we're asking residents to help us control mosquitoes more effectively by keeping the vegetation in your roadside ditch cut down as low as possible. That allows our larvicide products to actually reach the water surface to have better control efficacy. Lastly, if you're experiencing a mosquito problem, please notify us so that we can better serve you.